think in terms of my individual play right now, I am pretty confident that I can take down any bot lane in the league, honestly speaking. And in the past, I will say that my form has fluctuated time to time. You know, sometimes I'll play really well, sometimes I play really bad. And I think at least for this split, I've just tried to focus a lot more on my health because I don't know, I'm getting pretty old these days, you know. So I think taking care of my health will allow me to be just more consistent.
Any bot lane in the league? You got any thoughts on that, Zven?
I don't think so, bro. But what do you think about this? If he's old, what are you guys?
Hey,
I'm dead. I'm like a reanimated skeleton or something, you know?
The necromancer.
Yeah. Clayton's the necromancer, and I just you raised me up for the cast.
That's the duo. That's the synergy right there.
But I mean, FBI has been playing well in playoffs.
Yeah.
So far, I think that he's making a case at least.
Yeah, and last game, he didn't get the Kai'Sa. The Xayah, yeah, he had the cool-looking play where he made the flash to get the 1-for-1, but then, of course, constantly getting stuck in those cataclysms. Is it a ban Jarvan angle, you guys think?
I mean, I feel like NRG should go blue side, first pick Kai'Sa, ban Rumble and Jax, and basically try to recreate the the game 3 style. To me, that's like the clear recipe here.
You can ban Jarvan, but maybe in the 4-5.
Okay.
Second phase. I think early phase, you just don't
No
have
carries for Licorice.
You have no spots for the Rumble ban.
Force them to ban Renekton and stuff. They're going red side though, which I already think is really weird because Golden Guardians are just going to take Kai'Sa away. So like, what is the adjustment then from NRG? Because I already don't really like with how we've seen the drafts go, them being on red.
Ban Rumble and Jax.
Yeah, I mean you can ban both, but then you have to almost ban like even more.
They banned the Vi as well, the entire series. And they will
there
keep
it is.
doing so.
Again, the Vi ban to win.
I mean, they were on red side last game and they didn't ban any of the carries top, and then it just felt like they didn't ban Kai'Sa, they didn't ban top carries, so it just felt like Golden Guardians got everything they wanted.
Maybe this time they'll go for the same like draft in terms of bans, but change the picks. Like maybe go for Rakan 1-2 instead of the Azir, or just Rakan Azir this time. Maybe send Dhokla to the 4-5, make him pick a tank like Xante or Ornn.
Yeah. I would just be a little bit nervous if I'm NRG because Golden Guardians has not been playing clean series.
Yeah.
But their early games have been still looking really good. So if you allow Golden Guardians to play comfort and they start to clean it up a little bit, this could go the other way very, very quickly, I think.
LeBlanc continuing to be banned, okay.
So there will be a Jax or Rumble in the game.
I mean, I think if they don't ban Kai'Sa on 3, I just like already don't like the draft.
Some teams play Cannon, like Summit does, into the Rumble. That could be a thing. Or they could go for something like John Renekton, like a strong 2v2. Rumble isn't that overpowered in 2v2s. He's a good 1v1 laner.
Well, they want to keep the Jace away from Palafox.
Yeah.
What's the last ban here, NRG?
I feel like you should be banning Kai'Sa, but I don't think they're going to at this point.
You think it's just the Jax again?
I don't think they're going to ban Jax.
They might ban the Jax, give the Kai'Sa, and just say Rumble isn't that OP if he's forcing Kai'Sa to go AD build.
I mean, last game
I kind of agree with.
Yeah. Okay, so it's Rumble.
It's Rumble with man.
Okay.
So I mean, I think you just first pick Kai'Sa and then Licorice plays Jax next.
He's just gonna first pick like that?
No, ain't no way. It's probably gonna be Kai'Sa. He's just telling him what he's gonna pick later. He's telling him what's coming.
They know. Oh, they know. I think we might just see a Renekton Jax matchup top lane, possibly.
Yeah, and I mean, which is fine, but like I think that is a pretty skill-based matchup in which Jax can outscale heavily.
The drawing is really important in that matchup.
It is. So I think if you are gonna play Renekton, like you said, you have to go Renekton Sedge to give you the 2v2 edge to try to keep the Jax down, because I don't like the way that it's been looking, you know, from the energy side for how good Licorice has been.
So Rakan.
Okay, well now you still could just go. You could just go Sedge here and then go Renekton on 3, right? Because they're not. I don't think Golden Guardians are going to take Renekton.
I think if you pick the Rakan, you've got to pick the Xayah as well.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think the Xayah without Rakan is better than the Rakan without this. Rakan kind of needs Xayah or Kai'Sa these days, it feels like. So I feel like at this point, NRG is just committing to the Rakan Azir, what they didn't do last game. And then it's probably going to be Xayah on 3, I think, no matter what. So if Golden Guardians pick Jax here and NRG doesn't respond with top laner,
then Dhokla's gonna play tank.
Even more,
but he's just gonna play tank at that point. Then he's playing like Xante or Sion or Xante, or like he's playing something like that.
He's an Ornn enjoyer.
He's an Ornn enjoyer for sure, but the Ornn it's a very all-in on the tank versus Jax kind of thing where you lose really hard side lane.
Yep.
At least Xante can somewhat farm in that matchup.
No, I mean, I agree. I think Xante obviously has more agency in the lane. It's just kind of what I'm expecting. If you don't pick it on 3, like if you're going Xayah like you think, then you probably ban Xante, you probably ban some other thing like that, and then he's just playing take your dealer's choice of tanks.
Poppy has been one of those champions that's seen a couple bans so far in this series. Very good against both Rakan and Azir, shutting down the dashes.
Oh,
so
Taliyah.
power
So is
pick
Taliyah.
there. Yeah, and Gori not
No
shy
Jax,
at
though.
all about locking in this Taliyah.
Taliyah, Poppy, anti-fun champs for dash enjoyers.
Yep.
I wonder, do you think this is top Poppy for Licorice?
Oh, man.
He is one of the few people that actually do play top lane.
Yeah.
It's a real flex pick for Golden Guardians, but
Yeah.
I think that given this series, how it's going so far, he's going to go for a carry if he can. I
But
think he
now
will play
Jax
it.
gets banned 100%.
Yeah, it has to be. I think.
And then you could ban Jax, Gwen. But if they ban Renekton and you play tank, then he could play Fiora. So like, I feel like you almost can't keep Licorice off of a carry from this point.
Yeah, I feel like Golden Guardians could have just picked up Jax, and then NRG has to choose between counter-picking top, well, counter-picking Jax for something that loses lane, but you get what I'm saying, or picking the
Zig-5.
or picking the Xayah, and then it would make the top side really hard for NRG. But now they just kind of get to just match the lanes here, and it's very simple for them to draft this. Not playing the Jax yet. They do have last picks, so maybe they think that they can pick something like Sejuani on 4 and then
feel
pick Renekton themselves, or maybe Jax themselves. I mean,
Licorice would blind the Jax for sure. I don't think Dhokla going to play the Jax. I mean, he played one game of it this split.
Some people do think Renekton can win against Jax in the early game at least.
Yeah.
So maybe they think they have too much lane power. Sejuani is banned away.
Yeah.
That's a smart ban because they could take it on 4
I
and go
agree.
Renekton on 5, right? Like, I don't think Golden Guardians will take Renekton.
I agree.
But now it's just finding out if NRG are actually worried about Jax or not, because that's the big question, right? Like, do you ban Jax here or not? Because I think if not,
They could ban
yeah,
them.
there you go.
I will say they could ban Nautilus as well, because when you play Kai'Sa against Rakan, it can be hard if you don't have one of the premier in-game supports like Rel and Nautilus.
Now I feel like they should ban Renekton personally, and then just play something like Gwen or whatever. But
Maokai.
Wow, guy.
Okay.
Not what I would have expected, but some people do like it into the Poppy. Probably gonna see some sort of... Actually, Contractz could go a lot of different ways here, but
Yeah.
almost all the tanks are banned. Besides Trundle, I guess, which he was hovering earlier. The Viego feels like
it's not a lot of upfront burst. in
they're
there.
playing really into what Golden Guardians have this game. You know, they're playing full go in, besides the Azir, of course, versus the Taliyah and the Poppy. So there's gonna be a lot of value in the Taliyah E and the Poppy W this game.
And now we just have to find out, is Licorice just playing a Cassante game here, or does he actually have confidence to just kind of basically blind pick a carry? Because most of the blind pickable carries that you would want are already taken away.
Or-
so it's Poppy top.
Yep. Poppy top.
Yep.
Jarvan in the jungle.
I mean, why not? It worked last game. You can just do it again.
But I guess then the problem with this is potentially then now you're playing against Gwen or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a really not a fun matchup. Sure, you can interrupt Gwen's E, but honestly, who cares?
Yeah.
Like that sort of matchup is really, really hard. And huhi bringing out the Amumu, so
He is a known Amumu enjoyer.
He is.
Even when no one else was playing it, he was always having that in his pocket as a secondary engaged type of support.
I really like Amumu against this kind of comp. I mean, I just feel like it's like Viego, Rakan go in, and then all of a sudden you're just getting Amumu ulted, you're locked down, and I feel like that is really hard to kind of play against.
People think Amumu is an engaged support. It's actually more of a
Counter engage.
Counter engage, exactly. Oh, the Gangplank. I like this pick a lot from Dokes. He played earlier, I think, this split as well. The Gangplank, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
he had one game on it, and it was a really good game.
Yeah, I think they did win that game. I remember him doing pretty well, at least later in the game.
Let me look it up. Yeah, 7-2 and 7. It was actually versus Golden Guardians, and they won against Golden Guardians with that.
Okay.
And what was the top lane matchup? This one was Jax versus GP.
The only thing is, NRG doesn't have a lot of setup for this Viego. So he's gonna have to play very, very slow in these fights. He can't really go in. There's no one to follow him up. Rakan can't engage against these champs. Poppy.
I feel like Viego's actually useless in this game.
Yeah, I don't want to say it, but I think so too.
Like, I don't see how. I'm just trying to think about how you play the fight.
Yeah.
You're just kind of like strafing back and forth. There's gonna be Taliyah rocks down. There's gonna be Poppy W available. You're gonna get Moon ulted if you go in.
Yeah, the saving grace is that Poppy's the top laner, so you won't see him for most of the game.
Yeah. But in 5v5,
yeah.
right?
I mean, Viego is a good early game jungler. He clears really fast. He has effective ganks in the early game, so that could be what they're thinking. Just full early game. They've been struggling in
You
the
like the
early
Viego
game.
matchup against the Raptors, is what you're saying.
Viego versus chickens is heavily Viego.
He's very good at PvEing. Yes.
We are getting a little bit of a remake. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but
I think it was a champion trade bug because I saw definitely some goofy looking stuff in the way that the portraits were arranged at the end there for energy. I'm like, I'm pretty sure we're not playing AD carry Viego and jungle Azir.
they're just bantering now in chat. You know, FBI's like, it's just a quick priority check on the draft. You know,
Yeah.
FBI, the River Jarvan, so scary. Gankbot again. This is banner back and forth, but we are going to be
having time of his life right now. And I don't think I ever seen him talk that much, like that much shit. Earlier in the game as well. I think it was first game after you got the ace with the W on the Licorice. He stood up and he was like, you know, what's up, guys?
He's just like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Give me some more of that.
I feel like a lot of the NRG guys are kind of confidence-based players as well, right? When you think about Dhokla and Contractz, especially, to me, they are guys who can be really up, really down, depending on how the game is going. And so having that can be really big. It's one of those things that's not really talked about that much because as fans and as casters, you don't get to see it that much. But having a player on your team that's just like the excited pump-up type guy actually matters so much, especially in a BO5 where you can get really depressed really fast if things go bad. It's true, right?
Yeah, like, it is true. I've been there.
And you need that guy who's going to be able to make people laugh, or who's going to be able to say something that kind of actually builds some confidence to kind of restore the mental.
The spark plug who ignites others.
Who's the spark plug on your team?
I'm not actually sure.
Yeah. No spark plug. It's Doom.
If I'm having a good game, it's me.
If
I'm having a bad game, it's not me. But yeah,
you're just a self-mute.
You can save others, but you can't save yourself.
I think most people, when they have a bad game, they tend to talk a little bit less.
Yeah.
Because they have less options in the game, less agency to do things. But
Captainflowers full self-mutes. He's like, all right, I'll talk to you guys after the game.
It's what I have to do. It's what I have to do. I'm like, I'm just gonna be pissed. I just close Discord.
I'm muted, full clearing until it's over.
Or sometimes the game hasn't even started yet, but the opponents picked Morgana in vain, and he's playing Skarner, and that one's gonna be a full mute for sure.
It's unplayable.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a Skarner hater, so I don't feel sorry for you.
Yes, Zven has some strong opinions on Skarner.
With Skarner.
Oh, true.
Unresolved issues with Skarner.
Yeah.
Some phantoms from the past.
I was actually outside yesterday, and I met Xmithy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Did you get Skarner ulted?
Yep.
He like grabs you and pulls you in.
I can't escape, man. No matter where I go, he ganks me. He finds me when I least expect it.
You wake up, he reaches out from under the bed.
This guy, man. He's in my nightmares.
He's always waiting.
I go up once a year and I see Xmithy there, man.
You got to keep a QSS on hand.
And now I'm here with a Skarner enjoyer. Like,
sorry, man.
What can I do, man? I can't escape.
It's kind of messed up.
Yeah, it really is.
Update for everybody. We are just now loading into the game. Everything. We just had to remake the draft. Everything was exactly the same way that you saw it picked earlier. No deviations to the champions picked or banned or anything like that. So now that the timer is counting down, we should be able to get into the game very quickly. This one's going to be interesting with the Poppy top specifically, just because I like the fact that you guys brought up. It's not usually a flex pick because a lot of top laners aren't actually willing to play it, but Licorice is one of those guys who sort of can pull that off and give Golden Guardians those flex options in the draft that puts River back on Jarvan, and we love River on Jarvan.
I mean, I think it's low-key a really good pick, but usually people who play a lot of Poppy top only play it as an answer, right? They love it into like solo P picks. Oh, that guy picked Riven blind. Time for some Poppy.
Not loud.
Right? Like, you can slam it in matchups like that, and you can actually blast lane.
Poppy actually is a good laner.
Yeah, really good.
Into melee champs, especially. Against Gangplank,
no.
I'm not really like feeling it that much.
What are we blocking with the W here, guys?
But the one thing about Poppy top is that you get River on Jarvan.
Yeah.
And that's good.
A worthy trade.
It's worth it.
I mean, River was popping off in the last game. Honestly, the reason why Golden Guardians were able to turn it back around after it started going real south real fast.
But we do have to see, because, you know, through all the games, Licorice has been able to create pretty big advantages. He's been a big factor in the games as well. And so, you know, yes, River is going to be on a signature champ. That is great. But if Licorice gets blasted in this matchup, if Dhokla actually gets a way in, that can be a big X factor, because this is one of those matchups that, especially if it goes bad early, it kind of just stays bad for us again.
In both the Rumble games, he was a big point of pressure for them to get the first Herald, lane swapping, get some plates on Stixxay, get him accelerated. So we'll see how they do without having his lane pressure.
He was also the follow-up, right? Like, you think about the River Jarvan ults, it was the equalizer over top that makes him so frightening. River can go backline in this game, but there's not really great dive alongside him, so it feels more like one of those games where you have to ult in and then EQ out, and just like, you're kind of just like the CC bot.
I like what we got to see from level 1 here for Golden Guardians, sending the 3-man squad up into the top lane brushes to be prepared to battle Gangplank over barrel control, but Dhokla was expecting that, just waiting in the tri-brush instead, as River was the one sent bottom to make sure that Energy wasn't planning anything tricky in those brushes too, but Licorice with an immediate nice trade there.
Huhi also gave him a ward here, level 1. That is Huhi's ward in that bush right there, helping Licorice, of course. The GPs do like to put their barrels in the bushes and use that to their advantage, so nice understanding of the matchup here. Small things like that.
Yeah.
Happens a lot with the Quinn top as well.
Yep.
Range matchups, you put a ward in the bush, you're top lane one, has a little bit easier time in laning phase, so...
Because so much of these matchups is your trading pattern is you come out, you poke, you step into the brush to reset the aggro, right?
Exactly,
And you
yeah.
just do it over and over and over. So that brush getting warded actually makes a tremendous amount of difference.
Of course, with GP, it's not about the mid aggro, it's more about the barrels,
Yep.
but the concept is the exact
Similar,
same.
yeah.
Of course, Poppy isn't actually a bad laner against GP. It's just that GP gets to farm for free for the most part, and then he gets more gold.
Yeah.
He's hacking the game. He just gets more gold per minion. It's
And once you do hit a certain point, I mean, especially if GP gets ahead, it can be very difficult. You know, like in the early levels, the barrel cooldowns are so long and whatnot, but like once you're on an item or two, the barrel CD is almost nothing. And anytime you're trying to step up to any CS, there's just a barrel in the minion wave, right? And then you're starting to get free poke. The true damage passive can be annoying, so...
if something goes wrong, it's definitely a big problem. Then he starts getting Sheen first base, and then suddenly he's just up 5k gold on you. And now he has like 4 items, full crit chance, and he's gonna one-shot someone.
And no one can play side against him either.
Yeah, that's true. This game, they don't have much silent presence. They do have Stixxay, who can, you know, shadow behind his side laners.
Yep. And you have
Contractz.
collapse and stuff from Gori, so there's some answers, but definitely... Contract's spending a lot of time here.
Maybe a counter gang expecting River to be here, but this is the River folk play I'm talking about, where him not doing anything is making other people afraid of him.
Well, and that's the power of having variance in how you play, especially
Yeah,
as a jungler,
exactly, yeah.
right? Like, it's actually, you know, as much as sometimes people talk about, like level 2 or bringing his ganks and these types of things, it's smart to mix it in occasionally, because then your opponents have to give respect that you could be doing it in every single game, right? So having those mix-up every once in a while, it's something that I think in the past Santorin was always really good at as well. Even he would have these random games where he'd be playing Trundle or whatever and level 2 gank or something, and people are like, what the hell?
I've seen some things from Blabbert Rek'Sai. Blabbert Rek'Sai getting bought level 2 with QW. Like because once it happens once,
That's cursed,
you're
man.
scarred forever.
Yeah.
You will never forget it.
Yeah.
Dhokla.
Oh, nicely played.
Little barrel chain there on the Licorice, who can get himself away.
He's winning hard here in the HP department. He has both his pot and his cookie still.
Licorice actually played that so well, though. Like, getting the Q on him to actually get the slow, and then he ease away to the minion before he could get the Trial by Fire passive auto. Because in these kind of matchups, it's so much about being able to deny that Trial by Fire, because that's where a lot of the damage comes from. And if you can actually just see that up and then make him use it on minion first, the trades get really good, because you can just do this kind of buckler harass with grasp.
It's gonna be hard for Dhokla to crash this wave and get a
He
quick
can't
recall
crash that,
off.
I think, without
he
help.
might have to take the L here in his base.
Contractz is going to come top. I think Contractz is going to help him push it out.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Seems to be the case.
Licorice is actually a bit low here.
This is getting
His
spicy.
potion earlier. He's playing very aggressively without vision.
Dhokla does not have a lot of mana here still to work with. Steadfast presence coming out from Licorice.
Think he's fine.
Contractz still on the approach here, drops the ward into the brush. Oh, Spectral Maw, swing and a miss. Licorice stays alive.
If he has damage, kill him anyways. But nonetheless, gets his GP in a nice base here, I think, after pushing the wave together.
It would be close, right? Because if he gets stunned there, maybe Dhokla flashes in after as well.
Hit him with a
stuff.
double tap and then
Yeah.
flash Q him again and not double tap.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, they got the GP, the base they wanted, and that's pretty much all they need here.
And he's got Sheen. He's got Sheen refillable. And now they can stop this at least with the flag. I don't think he goes for it, but that is
So
definitely
annoying.
Sheen purchase for the Gangplank, feeling good. Most Gangplanks like to move towards the Essence Reaver since it just turns your Q into an infinite mana battery. It costs 45, it restores like 70. Seems pretty good.
Just too convenient.
Yeah, really, really good stuff there. So that's probably what we're expecting to see him build towards. Meanwhile, down here in bottom lane, pretty much dead even farm between NRG and Golden Guardians with the 80 carries. It's once again a Stixxay Kai'Sa game. FBI got to play his 2 Kai'Sa games earlier. Now Stixxay is getting his 2 Kai'Sa games. If we go to game 5, I wonder if we'll see the champion at all or if somebody will finally ban it.
And it is interesting because, you know, he could have potentially gone for AP in this game,
true.
but
Like-
he's lethal tempo. So he's going to be going the AD build again.
I think with Jarvan and Poppy, Poppy actually does a lot of damage that people don't
Yeah.
expect. And it's all physical damage as well, so you could actually have gone for the AP build. I think it would be
Especially
better.
because there's no tank.
Yeah, no tanks. No one's gonna buy any like actual MR.
Yeah.
They're gonna buy Maw and stuff, but it's not
cares?
that bad. It's still not tanks.
Maw Shield is like a quarter of 1W.
Basically, yeah.
A lot of
Good trades
damage
here.
coming out there from NRG. Yeah, IgNar and FBI jumping, going aggro after Stixxay and huhi, who have to retreat all the way back behind the turret to try to find their recall. Dhokla still just farming up underneath the turret here. As there's a massive CS lead for Licorice compared to Dhokla, more than 2 waves. That is going to be alleviated somewhat as he picks up a lot of the minions that are crashing into the turret now. But honestly, this early laning phase is going perfectly fine for Licorice.
Oh, this is actually really interesting. They wanted to go for the dive, but Gori moved down out of mid lane, and you could see there was like all-in pings above that banana brush above red.
Yeah.
So I think they were worried that Gori was going to come down, and that actually made them call off the dive on bot side.
Sometimes we have a term called kill the king, where you just kill the AD carry no matter what, and then whatever happens afterwards, it's worth it. Of course, not worth it.
Enemy team gets a pentakill.
Ooh, well, right now, FPI's the one who's got to try to back away a little bit, but Stixxay's under pressure now because of the Gangplank ulti. Stixxay and huhi both surviving with under 100 HP as River and Contractz are in a 1v1 back in the jungle. Meanwhile, topside, Licorice now finding another advantage over Dhokla. Steadfast Presence looking for a little bit more. Keeper's verdict of minion. That probably wasn't intentional. Okay, the fight still continues here in bottom. IgNar having to dash back to the safety of his jungler as Gori's coming down. I feel like the seismic shove might get it done, but Contractz immediately just turns it right back around. Gori's going to trade it a 1-for-1. Contractz seeing for the flash, bandage toss. Gori's still got the flash to try to get away. Contractz not going to chase him back over that wall. Even trade here in the bottom side.
I mean, huhi going in against a different champion might have been good there to kind of set up the kill, but not against Viego where you give him your body. And that ulti on top side, I don't know what that was. I don't know if that was one of those situations where like he wanted to go for a tap, like a tap knockup, but then held it too long and then realized he wasn't going to get the kill on GP, so he ulted backwards.
Maybe he wanted to ult the wave so that he could dive the GP with his own wave?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Because I don't think he had enough damage with the ult to actually kill the GP. So I don't know if that was like...
This is one of those reasons where we overanalyze the play so hard and ask him, Licorice, what happened here? I just misclicked.
Wrong spot. All right, it looked a little goofy, a little unlucky there, but hey, still a perfectly good lane state for Licorice. 60 to 47 in farm, working on the components there for the Sunfire Cape. Makes it very easy for Poppy to win these trades. As you can see, huhi was so low, NRG really wanted to force something.
Yeah, and it's just a trade of flashes here, and then they realize, okay, maybe we can go back. Nice little sidestep there from IgNar to avoid the initial bandage toss. And then I think huhi knows this is a one-way trip, but he's trying to set up his team to get those 2 kills. But that just to me feels like you're just respecting the fact that Viego gets the reset.
There is one thing though. Viego before 6 can't... Oh, hang on.
Never mind, we got to play. huhi and Gori both getting caught as Contractz shows up to secure the kill. That's a 2-1 lead now for NRG. Oh, is it going to be more? Hold on.
Pulse champ?
Nope, not quite. All right.
Dhokla here, really low. Has to TP back to lane. I was saying earlier that Viego before 6 can't actually change out of forms. So maybe huhi thought if he dies and the Amumu, Viego becomes Amumu, he isn't that useful as Amumu at level 4 in a fight like that.
Yeah.
So maybe he thought his team could win the 2v2 afterwards. Wasn't the case, of course, but maybe.
Yeah. Again, Licorice doing really well in this 1v1. He's been playing it aggressively, as I think you have to in these matchups. We can watch what happened mid lane here. huhi was just here trying to help him push out the wave, and Contractz and IgNar have matched the roam, and it's just going to be a turnaround.
Palafox engages on Azir have been really nice throughout this series today.
Palafox has been nice in general.
Yeah. NA mids, man.
Nice guy. Nice one.
Do you know that his real name is actually Palafox, too?
Yeah. You know, someone told me that. I didn't believe them.
I didn't believe it either at first. I was like, no way, you're trolling. But it is.
I have to check it up on Wikipedia. But it is true.
As soon as Flowers found that out, he looks over me and he goes, "Is your real name Azael?"
Come on, man, I didn't know. Like, at that point, it's hard to know what to believe, all right?
It's like everything he's ever known. He's got to re-examine the world.
Reality comes shattering down around you when you realize Palafox's real name is Palafox, all right?
Cool name, but...
Yeah, he's doing all right here in the mid lane in this game. Honestly, very small gold lead for NRG as a whole, but the game state very close between these two teams now at 10 minutes in on the clock. If we take a look at how many plates have been taken, it's 1 mid, 1 bottom. NRG knocking those away from the Golden Guardians. Licorice is about to secure his first up here in the top lane, picking that one up. Honestly, the top lane diff has been pretty noticeable here in this series in terms of the impact that Licorice has been able to have winning these lanes early on. As the Drake is down to 2,000 HP. IgNar going in with the quickness, but he won't be able to find Stixxay just yet. FBI coming around from the side. He's got the Xayah ulti ready to go. The feathers fly and he lands back down. River, Stixxay, huhi all trying to get away as Palafox goes in for the kill and River's going to be found. Contractz takes off Gori off to the side, and it means that Licorice and huhi and Stixxay all gotta go the hell home. Drake secured by NRG.
Disaster. Licorice TPs as the only person of top laners and doesn't get anything and lose the fight and the dragon. And now look at Dhokla. He's going to get 3 plates here. At least 1 or 2. Free push, 3 waves.
And they actually even stopped the
The
recall.
dream of a GP is just pressing R on your teammates fight and then just pushing and just watching the top laner.
Oh, IgNar thought he was going to... Oh, nice! Oh, and he gets back away too. Licorice thought he might have the kill there. Wait, he still has the flash. Does he really want to chase this all the way?
Oh, he's so mad.
Yeah, he
really wants something.
He is turbo mad. Okay, IgNar gets away. That was a little dicey there. The steadfast presence to stop the escape over the wall. But let's take a look at how the fight actually went.
Yeah, I mean, Gori, the idea is clearly that Gori's just going to ult and zone them out and be able to kind of hold them off to the side while they win on the other end. But FBI came in, created a lot of pressure here, it felt like.
He dodged the Amumu ult with the first one. He didn't actually have the cleanse available, but he dodged it with the ulti.
He dodged that with the ulti, and then Contractz with the timing on the Spectral Maw to punch Gori off of his surfboard and make him be stuck in that isolated 1v1. That right there is some, that's some coach camaraderie behind the scenes.
Licorice's entire advantage is now gone. He had TP advantage, he had CS lead, he had a plate, and then now he has...
He was up like 20 CS.
Yeah, and now he has nothing. I'm sure he's down in gold too.
Yep,
to
for sure.
GP.
He's down about 200 gold. Not a massive advantage.
Not bad, yeah, but he was
like,
up a few seconds ago, had TP advantage, everything, and then lost 2 plates.
Yep. I mean, it's basically a 2-kill swing. Like, he was up a good 200, 300 gold, and now he's down a couple hundred. So
Mentioned the breathing room that GP gets. Just now you can't play the game anymore. I mean, you can play, but GP is making the lane PvE now. He's gonna kill the wave in front of you and you can't do anything about it at this point, right? So
yeah, there's no more bullying to be had at all. And Viego got 3 kills, which is kind of concerning as well. It's definitely looking a bit rough for Golden Guardians.
The Viego's the thing I got my eyes on. Back in draft, you guys were talking about how it can be hard to play this champion into something like Taliyah, like Amumu. When you jump in, it just makes it hard to play the fights the way you want to pilot them. But when you have a big lead, when you're that far ahead, you sort of just go in and somebody dies. You're getting the reset.
I was kind of hoping that going to like a poke range comp with the Taliyah and the Poppy for disengage, and then using Kai'Sa as poke, and Viego would have to full send it. But this way, Golden Guardians playing with the Amumu and the AD Kai'Sa and Poppy, top lane, they have to actually go into the Viego. So there will be someone dying no matter what.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be AP Kai'Sa for sure.
Yeah.
I do think it's gonna be again a difficult game. It's like AD Kai'Sa always feels hard to me into things like Xayah and Azir, right? There's just you can't just full send it with an R on top of him because he can respond with the ulti. Azir outranges your auto attack so heavily with the soldiers. You have to play around feathers. You're going to be getting your GPL dropped on your head and whatnot, so it does feel difficult.
The difference in power spike is also massive. Like, normally Kai'Sa gets stack shift in lane phase, and then lane phase ends, and then you're just farming for free. Now you're on 20 CS, you don't have your Q evolve yet, you don't have any evolves at all until you get 2 longswords at least, I believe it is, with the Kraken Slayer. So the power spike is very delayed compared to how strong stack shift Kai'Sa is when you actually buy it.
Dhokla gonna get tackled here by Licorice. Doesn't want to use the flash until the Cataclysm comes down. Throws the ulti on his own head. Flashing away now. Cataclysm still comes after him, but they drop the wall in time. Licorice would have needed one more tower shot to die, so Dhokla won't get anything. And Golden Guardians pick up a kill.
Nice play on the side lane. They need to relieve some pressure there. And River hadn't been able to get too involved in this game thus far, but on the other side, they're just going to start a peril.
I think he did kill the wave before he died, if I'm not mistaken. But there's like River scaling the bot tower right now.
Man, top 4 gold earners in the game are still all wearing energy colors. Not a great feeling for the side of Golden Guardians, who are still down about 1,000 gold overall here. 14 minutes and 45 seconds into the game. Contract's going to pick up this Rift Herald here for the side of NRG. The top lane tier 1 turret's not even going to need that to be knocked down, it looks like. FBI only needs a couple more auto attacks, and that one is gone. As now, Gori's in some trouble. Palafox with a nice shuffle into immediate reposition flash over the wall so he doesn't get jumped on, but he doesn't have enough damage to grab the kill, so IgNar's going to be killed instead. Licorice can just exit stage left. It was a play from NRG and an outplay from Golden Guardians.
Really nice by Licorice to actually come to this fight. River kind of took over his lane after that gang in the bottom lane, so he moves up here. And Licorice,
They'll be in some trouble though. Contractz jumping in with a Spectral Maw. Heartbreaker. Licorice, I don't think he gets away from these. Contractz makes it a 1-for-1 trade in the extended play.
Yeah, looking pretty good for NRG, honestly, at this point. Now 2.2k gold lead. They got Herald. They still have, excuse me, no, they're just coming in now. So they're going to get the tier 2 top as well. So creating a pretty massive advantage. And again, I just don't think you have a good answer for GP in the side lane, so I think that's why Licorice is grouping so much. You know, he's trying to make plays happen, they're trying to make some action happen, but it's looking tough.
Huhi ended up walking through the Sun Disc. Took about 40% health there from a couple of those summoned turret shots. NRG bringing over their own bottom lane to reinforce here. As
Licorice is looking for a Dhokla bot.
And Contractz were both completely undeterred by this. Dhokla gonna get tackled underneath the turret, so he can't really do a whole lot of fighting back just yet. Finds the speed up there from the barrel. Yeah, no flash on either one of these top laners. Licorice using the steadfast presence to stay hastened up, as a TP is gonna come in now from NRG, looking to punish this aggro from Licorice. Dhokla eating the oranges at the very last second, but Licorice still might be able to find the kill here. Second part of the Q ain't gonna get it. Minion autos in the air, but the potion keeps the energy top laner alive. The soldiers jump in, but the conquering sands aren't enough. Now it's Palafox who may die for Dhokla's sins. He's stuck in a 1v4. He uses the shuffle, but it won't be enough. Stixxay takes the kill. It's the 4th one of the game for the Golden Guardian.
And I've got to say, Licorice is just like feeling like he's making so much happen for this team, right? You know, they're in such a bad spot. He makes a proactive play happen that results in Dhokla getting pushed back and a kill on Palafox and a dragon for them. And it's because he can still win that 1v1 against Dhokla.
Yeah, it was either a solo kill onto Dhokla or Palafox TPs. Of course, he overchased a little bit. He could just walk away, right? But they felt like they had to do something with that TP. IgNar.
Now another catch.
Yeah, IgNar was not where he needed to be.
Licorice is on fire, man. He is just trying his hardest to win this series. But still, even with that, they're down a significant amount of gold, and I think it's a tough game. Dhokla was greeding a little bit for this turret, and so Licorice goes for the TP and Tribrush, just kind of assuming that they wouldn't be watching that area to spot the TP. He doesn't see it. That's why he didn't TP defensive on the turret. Would have had the solo kill for sure, but Palafox arrives, and he's just barely able to kind of outplay this situation. That was, what, like 40 health or something that he survived with?
Both top laners barely walked away.
Oh my god, he got the buckler off the barrel. I was wondering where he got the buckler at the end there.
Oh, he's good.
Very good awareness there of the situation, and then Palafox was just left in a spot where there was no way
That's kind of crazy, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that was really good.
He's the main character right now.
Yeah, he is.
That's for sure.
3,500 assists, career long in the LCS for
Not
huhi.
too shabby.
Not too bad at all.
I have no idea how many I have. Can we get some information on that?
Yeah.
Some data guy in the background, please. If anyone can hear me, please.
If I receive any updates in my ear throughout the rest of the game, we'll have to. I'll make sure I let you know.
Do you want us to
on
let
that
you
one.
know if you have less?
I think I have more kills than huhi.
More kills. I would agree. Yeah.
I
hope so, at least.
I would expect. I mean, you are both role swaps.
That is true.
I feel like how long has he been a
maybe-
support for though? What, like he's been a support for like 3 years?
Yeah, 2020 I think was his first year. So I might be behind in both categories. That would be a bad look for me. If I'm lower than him in both, don't join, please.
Yeah.
All right. Only if the information is good enough do we want to hear.
You don't want to have any bad
I
narratives.
want
here.
to know if it makes me look good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of how everybody's looking here, let's take a look at the gold. It's still plus 500 for Dhokla, even though his interactions with Licorice wouldn't lead you to believe so. In the jungle, plus 1,000 lead for Contractz up over that Jarvan. Mid lane plus 700 for NRG. Bottom lane, very, very close. The closest of all these so far as Licorice goes for the disengage, and now it's Contractz and IgNar who are in some danger. GP ulti over the top isn't going to guarantee anything traded back. Tier 1 turret might have survived, but Golden Guardians make the play and find a pick.
Yeah, but they're going to lose their bot lane tower. They were pushing out top as well. It's just the one kill, so really it's not actually good for them, right? They're losing more gold, but they don't feel that they can play through sides, and I kind of agree with them. So they're forced in a situation where they've got to find plays, but it's going to be tough to do.
Only argument you can make is that the bot tower was very low HP anyway, so it's like free gold at that point to the NRG. So making a play like this, you know, kills are forever kind of thing. You can always get more kills, but you can't always get more towers. So standing gold or something like that.
So I got the info. You have 2,302 assists. He's got 3,500.
Dude,
You're only about 2/3 of him, man.
I'm down like 1,200 assists.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Tell Berserker to start getting some more kills.
Yeah, really.
What's going on with that?
He's
an alley-oop here.
He's the greediest man alive.
All
Like
right.
he says, he loves money.
Contractz and IgNar going in for the play. They've got the kill, and it's river down. Now Contractz going to need to reset. Flashes back away. He recognized the steadfast presence, was not going to let him escape with any sort of a dash.
They go
so
Baron.
he has to commit the summoner spell.
No jungle.
Enemy jungler's gone. Baron is up. It spawned 20 seconds ago, but we got to look at the resources spent. There's no quickness. There's no GP ulti. There's no Viego ulti. NRG are still going to commit for this objective. Golden Guardians want to come in and stop them. Keep your eyes on Licorice and your eyes on huhi. Those are the guys who have the engage mechanism. Gori still looking for an angle to maybe ride the wall. The Baron is secured by Contractz and NRG. Golden Guardians can't do anything but stand by.
It's looking like NRG have such a commanding lead in this game. If they play it out well from here, it is their series. This is match point here. This would be them grabbing their world spot and moving on to that bracket finals.
I'm pretty sure they outscale as well.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
don't think the AD Kai'Sa scales anywhere near as well as Xayah does. Azir and Gangplank are obviously monsters in the late game, so Golden Guardians must be feeling a lot of pressure right now in this game here.
The Viego also casually 5-0 and 0. Yep. 2 fully completed items with the Trinity Force, the Black Cleaver. This guy is scary. If he can ever get on top of really any target that's not named Licorice, he just shreds them.
I mean, we doubted the Nidalee, doubted Viego in this game, but if you get ahead early game, anything can work.
Yeah.
And he did.
Gonna have to start putting some more faith in Contractz, I guess, man.
My bad.
NRG with a 4,500 gold lead. The Drakes are even only at 1-1, but the next one is spawning here in about 20 seconds. Licorice is on a secret mission right now, hiding out in the crud brush.
He doesn't have TP, so this is him. This is his TP flank.
Okay, he's gonna keep the position, but
Poppy ult from the bush could be the Poppy emote.
They have to go for it, man. I feel like this is maybe the best angle you're gonna find.
This is the hero play. Poppy ult from the Fog of War.
Poppy wants the Keeper's Verdict. But it only hits a minion, but Dhokla's gonna be bursted down here on the front line. The feathers fly. FBI pulls him back, and now they're gonna find the reset. The first kill there with a huhi as River jumps back after the NRG AD carry, but it ain't gonna work. He only builds his own grave. Licorice and Stixxay fall back to the tier 3 turret, but it's still a 2-for-1 plus a tier 2 turret for NRG.
And it could be even more with this Baron. They're pushing in here. Contractz is just going aggressive on a Gori. Gori's in trouble.
Spectral Maw into more of those stabs from the Ruined King. Gori forced all the way back. He's got to go back to the fountain and heal. Licorice and Stixxay will try to defend this, but it's still a 4v2 until Gori can heal back up. There's no Weaver's Wall to make a dramatic entrance into the fight either, so the inhibitor now eliminated NRG with a 6,000 gold lead.
Honestly, I still think that was the best angle for Licorice to go for. I think he has to try something like that. Yeah. If the Keeper Vert actually hits someone, that could have been like a 4v5. Boosting it was massive, but one kill onto Dhokla isn't going to be good enough in this kind of fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so tough. And I mean, because FBI had all those cooldowns, you need a lot. Like you say, you need to have ejected a couple members out to be able to actually win that fight afterwards. But they're just going to keep going.
Oh, Licorice wanted to find the wall bang there, but FBI fast enough on the flash to get away. Golden Guardians still thinking about fighting this. IgNar's over the wall. Rakan's got the flash and the quickness both ready to go. Barrel's being put down by Dhokla here to try to have that zone of control as huhi's bandage toss ends up following IgNar over the wall with the blast cone. River's still ready to try to contest here for the Drake. Remember, it's only 1 Drake to 1. There's no immediate pressure on this objective for either one of the teams. River with the combo over the wall to position himself inside the pit. NRG still thinking about who they want to go in yet. They need FBI's ult. They want Gangplank's ult. Keeper's Verdict knocking the enemy mid laner away. Palafox ain't here. Stolen away by Contractz on the Viego. IgNar coming back, trying to help out his back line as FBI is shut down. And Stixxay's the one doing it. Licorice is taken low, but he won't be killed just yet. NRG trying to find the damage, but they just can't do it quite yet. Stixxay firing some of those long-range Void Seekers. Palafox has the DPS, and Contractz is still alive. Beautiful conquering sands to once again knock Taliyah off the wall. Palafox keeps charging forward. The sands shift, and NRG's looking to bury Golden Guardians beneath them. The shutdown back to Palafox as Contractz fires off the Void Seeker with a stolen Kai'Sa body. He throws down the Harrowed Path. The Spectral Maw finds the stun. A stab to the back's not quite enough. River's still alive for now. The Contractz just needs another stun. There it is. The ace for NRG.
And look at the base. Palafox is going off in this fight. Stixxay had a great start to the fight. Got in the back line, killed off FBI, kills off Dhokla. But Palafox and Contractz run him over. The base is in shambles. You know, they're actually just, I think they lost a Nexus turret as well. Yeah, they did lose a Nexus turret. They lose the tier 2 mid. It is now nearly an 8,000 gold lead here. And insult to injury, Contractz even steals the dragon.
Yeah, this fight looks like the best thing possible for them to get, and they still lost it at the end there.
I mean, Amumu had a great ulti again.
If they can't win this fight, what fight can they win at this point, especially after all these kills went to Palafox and the Contractz?
Yeah, it is so hard.
Doing so much damage here, so much work. The chase down is great as well.
I mean, FBI had no cooldowns, right? And they got in the back line, and they're able to kill him off right off the bat. They kill off Dhokla, and NRG has to know this game is almost entirely theirs now. It's definitely, you know, theirs to lose. It's in their hands. They have a GA now, even on Contractz, and Contractz on 3 items. He's at the point where when you're playing Viego from this far ahead, there's 1 item on Gori. There's 2 items on Stixxay. You can basically just run straight at a carry like a madman and keep them out of the fight and trade out your GA while your carries just destroy the rest of the team.
The only bad part about playing Viego in this game state is that when you possess one of the enemy's dead dudes, you become significantly weaker because they don't have any items. They don't have any gold.
First world problems here for Contractz.
Unfortunately for Contractz, there's nothing valuable to steal from the enemy team.
It's just an R reset.
Yeah, unlucky, but NRG feeling great about the way this game's playing out here. 26 minutes in, 7,500 gold ahead. They're taking away everything in the enemy jungle. Less than 45 seconds until the Baron spawns. They will dare Golden Guardians to try to stop them.
I mean, he's just hoping that there's some sort of angle that he can find, right? Like
we need a big flank here.
Everything is going to look silly when you're this far down.
I've been here, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, where you just have to, whatever it takes.
Yep, exactly. And I think that Golden Guardians, all they can do is keep fighting. So you just keep looking for it. That is the only way to have a small chance to win. If you play slow and you just allow them to take everything.
Okay, he's got the 3-man engagement now. He's got to get back. The route down onto River, who buys time with a stopwatch as Licorice is running around trying to distract him, but River's going to die to Contractz if he ain't careful. Palafox hits 2 with the Emperor's Divide. Gori and Licorice trying to retreat as huhi once again re-engages, but Licorice and huhi are both about to drop. Finally, a kill comes in for the Golden Guardians, but it's only an FBI. A double kill back over to Stixxay. He's trying to fight it out, but Contractz is hot on his trail. Stixxay is kiting this out. Stixxay, tooth and nail, fights to keep the Golden Guardians alive.
Oh my god, that fight was crazy. Gori flips him over the wall. That's a 1K shutdown if they can get it, but they're not going to be able to. Stixxay played that fight insane. He was so aggressive in the backline. That's the only thing they can do. He gets in the backline, he kills off FBI, he kites out Contractz. Man, what a fight from Stixxay. The initial
so
engage.
doomed for Golden Guardians in this fight. Stixxay just cleans up so well.
At this point,
it's good, but no follow-up at all.
Exactly. I mean, they can't really because it felt like Palafox was playing in between them to the side. So at this point, I'm thinking this is game over. They're about to get aced. And then Stixxay just goes crazy here.
FBI in the back line, and then he flashes the Poppy E perfectly in a couple seconds here as he kills IgNar.
Yeah. I mean, that is just beautiful stuff.
And then he Kai'Sa it. This is actually what Kai'Sa is good at as AD Kai'Sa. You have the move speed on the PD, I believe.
Yep.
Ghost as well, probably, so...
I mean, that was so well played. He had the E evolve there.
If Gori wasn't so useless here, he may have done a kill. But
yeah, I mean, he's on one item, right? He doesn't do any damage.
Back to live. Energy starting up the Baron. They've already got it down to about 1,000. It's secured by Contractz, but now what about the fight? Licorice with a slam into the wall on Palafox. Seismic shove to follow it up, but Energy's mid laner is still safe for now. Huhi, massive multi-man ulti, and Palafox is going to die to Stixxay. Dhokla kills River as a counterattack, and Contractz and FBI have found the enemy AD carry. Energy with a 2-for-1 so far, but they ain't done yet. Contractz going forward with a Spectral Maw. He might have been hit by the Seismic shove, but it will not matter. A double kill to the Viego. A 3-for-1 for Energy. And they're looking for the throat.
Yeah, they're going to look to end the game here. Stixxay's dead. Gori's dead. They have the wave through bot. They have the Baron buff. I think this is it.
huhi and Licorice without enough damage to pose any significant threat to these guys. Licorice getting stunned up, having to flash away from the grand entrance. FBI and Dhokla here to supplement the damage. 8 seconds on River. Energy have the wave. They have 4 men alive with the Baron buff locked and loaded. huhi goes in on FBI trying to stop him, but Energy have their eyes set on the Nexus. They will earn themselves a 3-1 victory. They will earn themselves a trip to New Jersey, and they will earn themselves a spot at Worlds.
What a series from Energy coming into it. Everyone doubting them, but they step up when it matters most here in a monster final game here from Contractz. 12-0-4 on the
series,
Viego.
honestly. It was all about FBI in the first 2 games, but Contractz has such a good series overall, not just in the 2 of the games, so...
And you can see the emotion on his face, man. Like, for these guys, for this crew that's been playing together for a long time, like, being able to secure that spot at Worlds, secure your spot at Finals weekend, guaranteed. What a showing.
This is a group of guys that have felt perennially underrated. You know, they're players that feel that they're not given the credit they deserve.
Not a single All-Pro.
Not a single All-Pro between this entire team, and they take down Golden Guardians, who all 5 were All-Pro, including multiple first-team All-Pro players. You know, this is something that they have kind of had as a chip on their shoulder over these last couple of years. They're able to make it happen. It's incredible.
Also, the first Worlds for, I believe, Dhokla and Palafox.
Huge stuff.
Worlds in this
With
time?
C9,
yeah.
I believe.
So not his first time, but massive for the organization as well. To get themselves, you know, out of the shade of CLG. Even these days, people so often talk about how Energy is just CLG in new colors, right?
Non-rational gaming.
Yeah, something like that, right? This is really important for Energy to step up and no longer be, you know, just CLG.
It's huge. You can see again, just what looks like a mixture of joy and relief on Contractz' face. Just pure, absolute joy on Palafox and Dhokla. Like, the grins are ear to ear, man. These guys are so happy with what they just achieved.
I mean, this is what it's all about, right? You know, you work all year for these opportunities to try to win a championship, to try to make it to Worlds, to try to accomplish these things. That is the ultimate dream for these players. And even the guys who have made it to Worlds, it's been so long. You know, you talk about Contractz. Oh, he maybe made it back on Cloud9. That was like
IgNar.
2018. IgNar back, you know, with Misfits and stuff, right? Like, this has been so long for these players. It's incredible.
And nothing feels better than the fruit of all your hard work. You know, finally seeing it all pay off. NRG, well, CLG came so close in playoffs for the last couple of years. They lost so many Game 5s to us, to Team Liquid, I believe, in the spring. So
finally getting it here. It feels awesome for these guys. And it's not like it was an easy series. This was a hard-fought battle for these guys. Game number 2 was their real stompy one with the Pope comp. But game number 1, that one had to be a crazy comeback. Let's take another look at the final fight here in game 4.
I mean, this was, you know, going to be a difficult fight to win no matter what for Golden Guardians. But again, it was really all up to Stixxay. Stixxay does have an opportunity here to make something happen, gets in the back line, takes off Palafox, but NRG realized Stixxay is the only threat, and when he's at this low in health, they full send everything at him.
Honestly, I will say he did a very good job of making competitive when it mattered the most, but it wasn't enough.
And for Golden Guardians, when you're looking at on the other side, they have got to be thinking more than anything about that game number 1. That game was theirs to lose. They were...
That's a filter to lose.
They were so far ahead.
It felt like the game 3 throw was the exact same.
We're going to...
Man.
I love it, man.
Let's go!
I miss when I was this excited to go to Worlds. Once you go so often, it starts to become more of an expectation than, you know, like a surprise or like...
Yeah, that's the bar you set for yourself.
Yeah.
Well, NRG have set themselves a goal. They have achieved that goal. They have taken down the Golden Guardians, and it's time to join Mark, Dhokla, Palafox, and Contractz for the Verizon post-game interview.
Thank you very much. Standing by with the top side of the map from NRG, fresh off their Worlds qualification. How are you guys feeling?
Feeling great, man. I mean, it's been a long time coming for a lot of us here at CLG and NRG, so to be able to make it, especially as Core 3, and, you know, shouts out to FBI and IgNar as well. You know, just very proud of everyone.
How about you two?
Honestly, I don't know what to feel. It hasn't set in, but yeah, I mean,
I'm the same as him. Like, I just can't believe it. It's just such a great feeling. I can't wait.
Nice. Well, you still have a lot of road to get there first, but I do want to linger on Worlds a little bit. For Contractz, the last time you went was 2016 with C9, if I'm not mistaken.
2017.
2017, 2,101 days. Has this been something that you've always like been dreaming about getting back to, or did you like kind of like try to forget it to focus on your time clawing back up through Academy, through back into the LCS and all that kind of stuff?
I mean, once you get a taste of world competition and, you know, just playing against the best players in the world, there's nothing more than, you know, you wouldn't want to be anywhere else but there, right? And, you know, it's been a long time coming for me. It's been 6 years since I've been at Worlds. So, you know, I've had so many opportunities where I've been like 1 game away, 2 games away. So to be able to finally get back is such an amazing feeling.
You talk about playing against the best players in the world. Palafaker potentially going up against actual Faker. Has that set in for you? And Dhokla, the fact that you'll be going up against some of the best players in the world in just a couple months?
that's not set in. I mean, I'm ready to just get shit on, learn as much as I can. And yeah, don't want to get NA's hopes too high, but, you know, we'll do our best.
So as you guys said, this the 3 core. It's been a long road. Palafox, you were the first one with Contractz come in spring last year. You guys had a pretty rough spring season. Dhokla joins you guys in summer. Don't end up getting through the long, you know, regional play in part there. You have a good spring split in the regular season, but again, kind of don't get it done in playoffs for your international appearances. You finally get it done. How does it feel with this being basically 4 splits in the making?
At least for me, I guess most of it's just trying to prove that, you know, we're good players. I think that, like, let's say all 3 of us, right? We've all had our stints in Academy. It's been like up and down, and like I feel like everybody kind of wrote us off. And especially to like come here, make Worlds, especially like we're 3-0, pretty much should have 3-0'd TL and GG, right? So like, kind of think that might be the best that NA has to offer here. So.
Yeah, there you go. Speaking of which, you think you're finally going to get an All-Pro nod next year, maybe with this performance?
No.
Probably not.
So that's all, you know, actually a couple months away with Worlds and whatnot. But this also qualifies you for New Jersey. So this is similarly the first time I think you guys are going to a finals in quite a while. Are you guys excited for that?
I've never been to a finals, so like it's just.
I mean,
it's been 6 years. Can
Yeah,
you really count that? I don't even remember anything.
I mean, I'm just excited to be in like a stadium. You know, I don't know what it's gonna feel like, but it'll be just like something I was really looking forward to. So I'm really glad that we all could achieve it.
I mean, we're going for that championship. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, not just going to show up, going to win. Before you get there, of course, there'll be the games next weekend playing against Cloud9. How do you guys think about them? Because you had the 2-0 record over Golden Guardians. You showed that you can do it in the playoffs as well. Do you think you've maybe scared C9 a little bit with this series, showing that you can beat GG as well?
I kind of think that Contractz or Juan kind of lives in Blabber's head a little bit.
Okay.
So
Ran free.
yeah. I think that also me and Dhokla have made like really good strides to improve, and FBI and IgNar are like playing super, super well. So we'll feel like they're definitely scared. Yeah.
Okay, final thing here. Actually, I received word that Contractz, you actually picked up Player of the Series for that beastly Viego performance.
Oh my God! You don't have to do well one game, I guess, eh?
I was gonna ask, how's it feel?
You guys should also put in the 5 sedge ults I missed in the last game as well.
Hey, we're not including those. Those don't make the cut.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, before we go, anything you guys want to say to the fans who have been sticking with you through all these ups and downs, through the franchise change for you guys as well, going from CLG to NRG? Anything for anyone who's been following your journeys?
I don't know. It's been a long time coming for us. We finally made it over the hump where we're always like failing just to like make it over. So, thanks for the support. And we'll do the best that we can.
Yeah. For me, just shout out to all the fans. Thank you for following. Shout out to Katie, my girlfriend. Got a girlfriend buff this split. So
Let's go.
yeah.
Contractz?
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't do it without you guys. None of this would be possible without any of you guys. So, just very thankful.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. One more time for NRG. That's going to do it for us here on the stage. We're going to go to Jat, who's I think was Zven for this or that.
Welcome back to This or That, presented by Verizon. Special guest in place of Kobe, we have Zven.
What's up?
Yeah.
The new Kobe.
Yeah, we have to bounce in the show.
Oh, right. My bad.
It's really good. Okay, This or That with Zven and Jat. Slide number 1. Every slide submitted by YouTube or Discord comment. So we got Spencer says, who would you rather have on your team? Summit, but he only gets Gnar, or Jojo, but he only gets Ahri. So you've had the Summit, no, you didn't have the Summit experience.
No, but I was witnessing it live every single day. I was watching their scrims and their stage games, and I think it's that.
Yeah, he actually he won MVP this split, except it was Summit or it was Gnar or Jace.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Jojo, but he only gets Ahri, but that's also because Ahri's like good right now and Gnar's not.
I think just in general, I would rather have Jojo on almost anything than Summit on anything right now, at least.
Fair. Slide number 2. This one's brought to you by Narguko from Discord. 10 fudges or 30 blabbers, what wins in a fight?
I think 10 fudges.
No way.
Really?
30 humans against 10 humans? He's not that much. He's not three times bigger than Blabber.
I think in weight, fudge actually is 3 times more than blabber. And also, we have morning workouts every morning in C9, and I see fudge like on the weights. He's big, not just.
Do you have any numbers?
I mean, at least like 300 in deadlifts, I think.
Oh.
Fudge is not a joke.
Whoa. Still 3.
Blabber, however, is a little bit of a slacker.
What?
So,
I mean, what is Blabber? Is he just doing bodyweight squats?
Blabber's just doing the bare minimum to not be flamed by our coaches.
Okay.
For the most part.
I'm still gonna say that because
however,
I really.
If it was a marathon, Blabber could win.
Oh, fair. But it's a fight. So what's more important to you and a teammate from Netrunner, synergy or individual skill?
That really depends.
It really does.
I think Berserker's individual skill carried us more than synergy in the series Sivir, Ghost run down meta, where it was better to carry wins, period. But
what are they trying to say here? They have young Zven for individual skill and
they're
current
saying
Zven
that
for synergy.
I was better than him when I was.
They're not saying
version.
you had hands back then, and now you're relying on synergy.
Let's focus on what's more important. I think that synergy is really important for someone like Berserker who's adjusting to a new environment. I think that I'm really good at working with Korean people because I know how they learn English. Because I worked with Trick and Expect back in G2.
Yeah.
So I kind of have like an idea of how they progress as players.
Right. So basically, your synergy with Berserker is much more important than having.
Yeah.
I mean, especially even in your first split of super experienced support. Now you've leveled.
We get
up,
along
so.
well both in the game and out of the game. So I would say for like Berserker synergy in right now, but in some splits, AD carry is just too fucking OP, right?
Yeah.
So then it's skill.
Yeah.
I shouldn't swear. My bad, guys.
It's fine. I mean, it's YouTube. It's edit it out. I agree with you. Which one would you rather be forced to play for the rest of your career? From Folius, Rel or Rakan? We have no...
I feel like there's a higher chance that this guy right here is OP or more relevant for longer.
Yeah.
Whereas this one over here might just be nerfed or made into jungler and it'd be very bad.
And I feel like Rakan is probably like more generalist. Like there seems to be a meta for Rakan.
He's always
almost
okay
always.
at the worst case.
Yeah, but sometimes Rel is just turbo bad.
Yeah.
You would hate.
Pretty much.
Be a pro player.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the answer is that. Next slide on this or that with Zven and Jat. If you had to field an LCS team with the top 5 in each role, who wins the split?
Wow, this team is so doomed.
5 supports.
Okay. We can put huhi in the mid lane.
Yeah, who's mid?
I can play ADC.
You are core or ADC.
Okay, these guys up here are fine, but those two guys are gonna drag us down.
Oh no, because that's like your top.
We have to put one of these guys on a tank top. Actually, I think.
So it's definitely that loses.
This guy's playing tank top no matter what. He's playing Ornn no matter what.
We're trying to figure out who
this
wins.
guy plays Karma mid.
Does Blabber even jungle on Team Jungler?
Okay, Team Jungle is also doomed. Team mid lane clears these guys so hard, no?
Well, at least what do they play? Jensen tried to play AD that one time, so let's put him there. What else does M&S play?
He plays top lane.
Okay.
He plays a mean, but I think all mid laners play top and mid in solo queue.
Fair.
So
jungle's a little tricky.
Whoever can go bot lane is the trickiest one.
Jungle jungle support or just actual bot?
Jungle is probably okay for everyone. I think M&S can play Viego and Italy. I've seen that before.
I legitimately think Jensen could play bot. Like better than Team Jungler can play bot.
Okay, actually I think Team Support can beat Team Jungle, but Team Mid Lane might clear us. Because these guys, let's be real.
Yeah, so is it true, you think, like, even if we had like Team Top Lane and Team AD, Team Mid Lane probably wins?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think any Team Laner is gonna be better than Team Support, Team Jungler.
Okay.
Like even Team Top Lane can probably, top laners are too like delusional. They're like.
They'd think they'd win.
There's more people in my lane than one person. How can I focus?
Better Mithy from Spires, Mithy support or Mithy coach? First-hand experience, Van. I feel like this one's for you.
Mithy has a pretty good resume on both support and coach.
Yeah.
Well, he is the best coach I've ever had. He's the best support I've ever had.
Oh.
Him or Vulcan.
Well, I mean, interesting. Yeah, you can make it.
He probably is best support and best coach I've ever had.
Yeah,
like,
I think that is the correct answer for the moment.
Given the time,
he is still your coach.
Yeah, I can't really like.
Yeah.
I feel like if I say support, it's a problem for my current situation.
I'm gonna say it's Mithy coach because legitimately, even when he was a support, he would like get eliminated from Worlds and then go like join a coaching staff for the rest of the Worlds run. Like he was always the guy who wanted to talk about the game 24/7. So I
will say, even when he was coaching or supporting, he sometimes was coaching the team. You know, like he was always talking to other players, other teams from other regions, and trying to make us better. So. Yeah, he's always a coach in one way.
Okay, who is the 4th seed from Kuchiri? We got to call it now. Golden Guardians, Evil Geniuses, or Team Liquid? Well, we got to math this out because all these teams could still actually win. So NRG and you can't get 4th. You're guaranteed top 3. Yeah. So then it's these and Dignitas. One of them is going to get 3rd, and then who is going to get 4th? So I'm hoping in the back of my head.
These guys are frauds.
So they're 5th. Because that could mean they're 4th. Like if they're going to beat Team Liquid, they're going to get 4th.
Golden Guardians can play better than they did against NRG, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So I feel like it has to be Golden Guardians.
I'm back of my head. I love you, Golden Guardians. I'm hoping they run it down to 4th place.
Why?
Because then they'll crush EU in that World's qualification game.
Oh, so we're playing for 4 seeds.
Yeah, 4 seeds really important.
We aren't actually playing to have the best seeding possible for our best team. We're just.
Well, that's what I want secretly. I think they're the best.
We should have griefed our series.
3rd or even.
Why didn't we send C9 to the 4th seed?
Well, you should have thought of that.
We could have rolled like Mad Lions or something.
You absolutely should have thought of that before you went to the.
Big misplay from America here.
Yeah, okay,
but
next
I think
slide.
Golden Guardians goes.
Okay, Golden Guardians as 4th.
No.
Or as 3rd.
As 3rd.
Yeah, as 3rd. All right.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's a wrap. With
Apparently.
Jet. Good job, Zven. Loved having you.
Thanks for having me, Jet. Good job to you as well.
I hope to have you again. So send us your suggestions in the comments, Discord or YouTube. That is it for this or that. And now I'm heading over to Telestrator to close out the day with Emily, who has some news about player of the series.
Yeah. So the player of the series, if you were not listening to the interview that Mark was doing on the top side of NRG, is Contractz. I did want to shout out, obviously everyone's going to remember the 12-0-4 Viego
Yeah, that really
game
pushed him over the top.
with the 84% kill participation. I want to say, being able to make Nidalee work and that creative early pathing that I pointed out where he went bot side instead of top, as you would expect with the Nidalee Renekton combo, in addition to having a poke comp and having them play it out really well, actually really impressed me. Like, that was my favorite game from Contractz the series. Obviously, everyone's going to remember the Viego game anyway, but I'm just shouting that out. I know people hate the Nidalee, but he made it look great.
Yeah, I retracted my FBI vote for a Contractz vote. I might be a little emotional based off the game 4. FBI actually had a really, really good series, but, you know, it's done. The war's over. We know who it is.
Happens. And now let's pull up our Samsung SSD Fast 5 for this week. I'm actually really curious. Wow. Revenge up there with the top 100 CS.
Ooh, smoked it. That was probably the Renekton game he had against Fudge.
Yeah. Double lift and fastest kill.
1 minute.
Oh, that was the
invade.
It's because it was the Nautilus invade.
Yeah, the invade during the Rainover interview. That was my favorite coach interview because he was the one coach who wasn't actually looking at the screen.
Yeah.
So you got to see him look up to the screen at the end and be like, oh,
yeah,
it's fine.
That was tough. I felt bad because he's trying to do the right thing by paying attention to Mark, but then the level 1 happens. Anyway, a reminder that Samsung has partnered with Sleeper and Fantasy LCS, and you can earn bonus points each week for drafting the fastest performers. Congrats to those who earned bonus points for this week. Plus, use code SSD990LCS through August 20th to get 10% off 990 Pro 1 and 2 terabyte SSDs. And now it's time.
We've done Player of the Series, but we had 4 series.
Player of the Week.
Drum roll. Berserker!
Woo! It's Berserker!
He just had such a visceral performance, I feel like. I just like, when we were doing that $15 game of pick who you would have on whatever team, I just couldn't not have Berserker on my team, even though he was max cost. Really just because I couldn't forget about the Ezreal game and his Kai'Sa ult timings and just how dominant he was in that entire series. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think the big other thing that I pointed out during the series, but we'll see here again, not necessarily in that fight specifically, is that he is the first kind of AD in the LCS to make Ashe look good as well.
Yeah.
I think C9 as a team, it also speaks to the way they play around the Ashe, but Berserker's Ashe is so different. That one where he's going to get the CS as he's winning the 1v1, and then the flanking Ezreal in a lot of these plays was just phenomenal. I love Berserker, man. He's so good.
Yeah, don't worry about his death to Renekton at the end here. He knew...
Yeah, don't pay attention to that. It was planes.
They were down like 4,000 gold before this fight even happened, so him getting the gold in this game was so crucial. And then at the end here, him and Zven kind of just 2v4ing the back end of a fight. Blabber flashes over to help secure it. Burns his flash just for fun because he knows the game's over.
Amazing.
He was so
I love Berserker. So good. Now we'll take a look at the bracket. Was this, obviously, NRG making it to Worlds?
Not expected.
That's such an awesome story, though. Like, I don't know. I love this NRG team. Watching them kind of come so close and then trip over the finish line so many times. It's great to see, especially for Palafox and Dhokla, who are attending their first Worlds. And obviously, C9, #1 seed. I'm fully expecting them to win, but I do think this is going to be a very interesting matchup, considering that, you know, a lot of rumblings around, okay, NRG are actually looking good in scrims, right? Like we heard Zven saying that before. NRG are kind of like, maybe they're afraid of us. I still think it's C9 favored, but it's going to be a really fun matchup.
NRG's exceptional record against top 4 teams, not a fluke. They carried it through to playoffs. They 3-1 both of the top 4 teams they played against so far. They're a real threat, and I think a super interesting part is that bottom 4 teams in the bracket, literally only one of them can make it to New York for the LCS Finals weekend. So there's a lot of pain left for those 4 teams down there, all with high aspirations.
I hate when we have to start eliminating teams. That will be it for us, but we will be back next Thursday for our next round of playoffs. 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, to find out who will join C9 and NRG at both Finals weekend and Worlds. Whew.
Wait, were you here for the 100 Days match yesterday?
Yeah.
Was the crowd full?
About like 10 minutes in, yeah.
Man, double lift, bro. Like, we need double lift in these playoffs, man.
Yeah, Vic,
Can we do a trade? Yeah, let's just do a trade. Oh, okay. Can we fight? Yeah, we're fighting here. The place. Help. Don't flash him,
I'm coming, but
Don't flash him, okay.
I can go.
1 HP, 1 HP. Nice.
On top of the gargoyle, stone plate immediately. It's he's dragged back into the sun disc, and FBI goes in a killing spree. Stixxay's here with the front line, guns one down, but he won't be able to get himself back away. IgNar controlling Gori, keeping him out. Palafox slides forward with the conquering sands and conquers the Golden Guardians. A double kill back over to the NRG AD carry, and NRG out.
Bye-bye.
Care.
Oh, on us. Go, 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 go.
It looks good. It looks really good.
Yeah, I'm looking at Viego.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trick there. I'm coming too with ult if they ever can.
Looks good.
Huhi coming in here with a Nature's Grasp trying to follow this one up. River is low, but he's still alive for now. Huhi, River, and Stixxay looking to turn back on the Palafox, but FBI is going to kill her instinct, and River is down. There you go. Gori trying to go in, but he's going to be locked down and blown up before he even has the chance. Dhokla stasis prevents any sort of a counter punch as Huhi tries to walk it off, but a double kill over to FBI means the fight is already done. There's nobody left standing for the Golden Guardians. They're going to take the win in this one in 37 minutes. No way that River can hold on here. NRG are moving to match point 2-0 against the Golden Guardians.
Guardians, are we ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not quite yet. The way how we're playing.
We're ramping up a bit.
You wanna?
I can.
Nice.
Xayah.
No flash, yeah?
Yeah, go.
He no flash, no flash.
Okay.
Let's do Baron.
We got to fight, but Palafox isn't here. Contractz is going to die. They got to be careful about this.
Oh.
River with an engage with the FBI here into the back, but the feathers fly. Gori's got to be careful now, cutting back into the chicken pit. Dhokla trying to re-engage. Palafox is here with a start. Stixxay looking to outplay. Golden Guardians.
Amumu. Look at Amumu.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I'm a Taliyah. Give me reset.
You're 1v1. You win.
Yeah.
They win this. Look.
We outplay them. Engaged, but now he's got to get back. The route down onto River, who buys time with a stopwatch as Licorice is running around trying to distract him, but River's going to die to Contractz if he ain't careful. Palafox hits 2 with the Emperor's Divide. Gori and Licorice trying to retreat as Huhi once again re-engages, but Licorice and Huhi are both about to drop with the Baron buff locked and loaded. Huhi goes in on FBI trying to stop him, but NRG have their eyes set on the Nexus.
Yeah.
Here.
There!